I'm Bob Olhsson, and I've been a recording and mastering engineer since about 1965. When I was 10, my 6th grade class did a radio drama, and we went to a radio station, and I fell in love with the idea of the control room, and at that point, being a railroad engineer went out the window. I started hanging out in studios in Detroit when I was 16, and my first job was working at Motown Records. I was trained to do mastering, and I did that for a while, and my boss knew that I had some musical background, and so I wound up getting thrown out of mastering, which was my little nerd haven, and out into the studio working with the artists. The thing that did it for me for music was I was hanging out on Saturdays in studios, and one of the guys I was hanging out with wanted some help for doing a remote recording. This wound up happening at Ford Auditorium, which was the Symphony Hall in Detroit at that time. And it was James Cleveland and the Gospel Workshop of America. It was about 2,000 gospel singers all singing at once. That experience changed my life. I did not know the power of music until that experience. In a studio, the high point was one of Stevie Wonder's first productions, which was on a group called the Spinners. It was a single called It's a Shame. And G.C. Cameron, the lead singer, recorded the final lead vocal on the first take. I was in the control room with Stevie and Sarita, and we just sat there with our jaws on the floor. Utter amazement. The thing that really struck me was watching musician after musician hook it up, and the look on their face, and statements like, wow, I can hear every note. I'm hearing nuances that I can control that I never could before. Asterope had the effect of improving their playing. And what a musician hears as they play is a big deal. I mean, if a musician hears something they really like while they're playing, that does wonders for their confidence. That lets them get into another space in terms of communication. After all, music is communication. I took one of the cables to a session. It got rid of a bunch of classic Fender Telecaster, Stratocaster buzz. Just completely went away. That was kind of a shock. It seems to be more immune to noise than most other wires, and it seems to work. And that's really what counts, is if it gets out of the way of the music, clears the haze away between the musician and the listener's ear, that's what all of this is really all about.